should be able to use the chat now. Howdy. Happy Wednesday. It's Weigh Day Wednesday. Hope your weigh-in went great. Making some progress. Yes, the chat always starts off disabled. I'm aware of that now, and we'll try to always be mindful to turn it on as soon as we get seated. Hello, everybody. Oh, Kristen's at the Shibby shop and Sherry's on vacation. I did not know that. That shows how out of the loop I am. Good to have you, Kristen. Kristen, did you drink any happy juice today? Yes, I am purposely getting people excited about happy juice and driving people crazy. It is coming soon. Hello, everybody. Hey, Patricia Underwood, you amazing individual. Charles, did you have your happy juice, brother? You're drinking it right now, Kristen. So, Charles and Kristen, do y'all agree it's not a cure-all? We got people thinking they're magically going to lose weight. But if you're following the Shibboleth program, it definitely helps with your sense, for me, helps with my mood, my sense of well-being, and it helps me with appetite control. So far, I've got about 7-8 people on it, and all of them have reported extreme help with appetite, except for one. And one person said it's no help for them when it comes to appetite. So I guess there are non-responders. I love it, Kristen. I love it. Yeah, I love it too. Have you let everyone know who got in the beginners class yet? I haven't personally, but my wife did. My wife sent out emails yesterday. She's not done corresponding with the group. She's got to get them their downloadable workbook and stuff like that. She is busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking competition. But she did let the first 40 know. We took them just in chronological order. She says we've got enough to form a second group. So I'll be forming a second group. If you missed out on the first one, I'll be letting everybody know when the second group is going to start. So we'll have group 1 and group 2. Group 1 starting next week and group 2 starting the next week. So if you'll bear with us, if you didn't get in on the first group, we just took it, no respecter of persons. We took it first come, first serve. If you missed out, if you were number 55 or whatever, then rest assured we've got another group coming. All right. We just wanted to do it in a fair way, so the first 40 emails got in. Hey, Tabitha. Yeah, you're not going to miss out on anything because we've got so much coming. We are revamping, reworking our schedules the entire month of August. I will be teaching no less than 30 plus classes this month. What about you all? Again, I got new people here. I need to make introductions, but my existing members that are here today, do y'all like where we're going with the small group meetings for accountability and curriculum? Do y'all like that? Yeah, that way we can guide you through curriculum as opposed to you having to self-guide from a bunch of pre-recorded videos. So we do hope and ask all of our members, if you like the changes we make, they're coming. I know I've been saying that for a while, but you're going to see them really begin to show up this month. And if you like them, we really need you to help share that via social media and to tell people about this ministry first and foremost so that we can keep it going. Okay, so anyway, I'll start answering some of these questions in just a moment. For our new folks, my name's Travis. I've lost more than 100 pounds on this program. I've come off all prescription medications, type 2 diabetic. At one point, acid reflux, still the worst case of acid reflux that I've ever seen or heard about. I had it. I had to carry a cup with me every day, all day. And I don't mean to be gross, but I spent a decade of my life literally people thinking I chewed tobacco, and I've never chewed tobacco because my food, I would constantly reflux. As soon as I had my first bite of the day, I started refluxing. And I lived that way for 10 years. And within 3 weeks of doing this program, reflux was gone and has been gone forever. High cholesterol. I have normal cholesterol levels now. Depression. I no longer have to take any depression medication. And high blood pressure. I went on my first blood pressure medicine at 15 years of age. And within weeks of doing this program, was able to be taken off of blood pressure medicine. This is life-saving stuff. Absolutely life-saving stuff. We hope if you're a free community member that you will take the proper steps to value our program. Just because it's free doesn't mean that it is free to us. We raise money every day to make a way for more people to participate in the program with no barrier to entry. It never felt right to us to say to someone that we'll help you if you give us something. We want to help you. We've dedicated our life to that pursuit. So all we ask is that our free community members go through the fast track videos, watch the fast track videos, and earn the fast track badge. By doing that, these supplemental sessions will be more meaningful to you. If you don't go through the fast track curriculum, you're going to leave here confused most days. I go live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. for our entire family, our free community members, our lifetime members, and our partners. And I want to thank our partners. Thank you, partners. Thank you, lifetime members. And most definitely thank you, partners, for making a way for us to help people. I'm going to go ahead and start looking through the thread and answering questions. It looks like there's a ton of questions. If you'll be patient, I'll try to get to them in the order that they were received. Let's take a look. Hey, everybody. No happy juice yet. No happy juice yet. I'm working on the videos. I have to get our clients to sign a disclaimer. No, I don't have to. This is not my product, but there are some liabilities that come with this product. It's happy juice works so good, it has the potential to be abused. So I never want to share anything with our clients that I know that they may abuse or it may be harmful. So I'm putting together a little curriculum so that before I tell you what happy juice is, you go through the curriculum and you understand that you might need to get your doctor's approval before having it. We have allowed several people, Charles Grant being one of them, to go on and start and see if they had a similar experience to Sasha and I. And so far, so good. Charles just had his liver enzymes checked, and he was fine. Sasha had her liver enzymes checked. I had my liver enzymes. We all good. So look for that as soon as I can do it. We're working 16 to 20 hours a day right now. So just bear with us. We're doing our best to totally rework and revamp Shibboleth. Yes, Cindy, the class was recorded. It's in the video library. If you're having a hard time finding anything, please reach out to one of our support members. But yes, it's recorded and it should be in the library. Annette, when is the best time to take AdvoCare Fiber, in the morning or night? That's kind of a loaded question a little bit. There is no better time to do it. As it relates to morning or night. I guess I would lean towards I don't like to see people consume anything unnecessarily at night. You'll get better recovery as you sleep, the more empty you are. So I guess I would lean toward during the daytime. But the reason you should be taking that is if you're having a problem with appetite control and regularity. Those are really the only two reasons to take that AdvoCare fiber packet, unless you're doing the detox with me. So I would take it earlier in the day when you seem to struggle with your appetite the most, if you need it at all. I generally try to take some fiber supplement once a day, and that's a good one to take. How do we register for the new exercise classes you and Sasha are going to be doing? We're doing new exercise sessions for our partners, and we will email that registration link out when it's ready to our partners. It won't be it won't be available. It's a way that we're desperately trying. We're losing. We're burning through tens of thousands of dollars a month. We're actually paying people to lose weight these days. So we've actually got to figure out how to recruit more partners. And one of the ways that we've decided to do that is to expend ourselves some more and offer some partner perks. And this individual partner perk is an exercise session with Sasha and I, where we'll go through core work, stability work, how to modify exercises for your level. We'll do that on Saturday. We said 10:30 yesterday. I think we're going to have to do it at 10 a.m. due to our schedules. We will record it for our partners that cannot be there. And then our partners will get exercise homework the next week. And then we'll all meet up again that next Saturday to see how we did, how we fared. And we'll do that 3 weeks out of the month. Sasha and I will take a slight break each month, but I think our partners are going to absolutely love the new exercise feature that helps you progress. It's got built-in progression tools so that you start at your level, and we work hard over the months to get you up to a more fit level, and then we'll be doing those live sessions to help support your efforts. Yeah, we will be doing curriculum-based classes, Judy. You don't ever, if we ever get to a place where we feel like we're intermediate or advanced, Judy says, I'm interested in the advanced classes. Please, everyone, make sure that you don't stray too far away from the beginner basics. That's how you lose weight, is those beginner basics. If we ever get away from that, you typically see people gain weight. So make sure, Judy, everyone, that you also revisit the basic components of the program a couple of times a year, or I believe that there's a propensity to gain the weight back. The basics work for everybody. But yes, I think you'll enjoy some of the advanced classes that we'll be doing. Tina, I appreciate this comment. I'd like to unpack it with you. You say, my problem is not eating enough. My sugar is bottoming out, going low. I'm going this weekend to get foods to start Shibboleth right. We have to be careful with that thought process. So first of all, if you're following the Shibboleth Shield, you should not feel like you're not getting enough to eat, okay? We talked about this earlier in the week. When I was over 300 pounds and I went on the Shibboleth program, I was not getting enough to eat for my size. That's the only way to lose weight. I was getting enough to eat for the size I wanted to be. I hope I will repeat this every day for the rest of my life until people get it. When I was over 300 pounds, there were days that I wasn't satisfied. because I was used to feeding my 300-pound mass. And when I didn't feed that 300-pound mass for a few days, it was miserable until my body shifted over into a fat adapted metabolism. You do that by controlling insulin and by making sure you're eating in those right food combinations and you're portion controlling. So there's some shaky days there, no doubt. You're going to experience some withdrawals if you're sugar addicted. You're going to experience some low blood sugar moments as your body has to work back to a point of homeostasis. There's a lot going on there. But if you're eating up to 3 eating episodes in a day, we allow more than that, but we don't like to see people do that. If you are eating up to 3 eating episodes a day, you are not eating enough. Does everybody hear that? So important. Now, if you still feel like you're eating 3 episodes and you're not getting enough, let's then look at your calories. I don't like to count calories, but with some folks here, I have to look at that because, you know, people begin to be challenged in their old thought processes about how much food. You know, I read yesterday, somebody said this program was going to kill my metabolism. It's not enough food. That bucket won't hold any water. That bucket won't hold any water. What kills the metabolism is overindulgence in food. You don't kill the metabolism unless you have gotten rid of your excess body fat. Until you get rid of your excess body fat, that stored energy on the body, and then you remove the reserve fat, you don't go into that dreaded starvation mode that everybody talks about and causes them to stay overweight. You're not going to reach a point of starvation mode, decreased metabolism, until you get rid of your excess fat and reserve fat. And then if you're still not eating enough, yes, your metabolism will begin to spiral downward because you have to have a certain amount of essential fat on the body. If we've got a lot of excess fat, we do not have to worry about starvation mode, okay? Now, with that said, experiencing low blood sugar episodes is the real deal because your body is a sugar starch adapted metabolism. Please listen. If you have excess fat, your body's got the fuel it needs. However, if you've eaten how you wanted to for long periods of time without any understanding of food combining, your body is a glycogen burning machine. That glycogen is stored in your muscular cells. And when you have depleted that, if your body's not adapted to burning fat as an energy source, if you've depleted all the glycogen that's stored in those muscular cells, your body's about ready to shift into fat burning, but your body's used to burning sugar and starch, and it's like, oh my gosh, I need sugar starch, and you just start bottoming out. Rather than say I need a lot more food, let's just use something to get our blood sugar up a little bit, like bio coffee, a handful of berries, an Advocare Rehydrate. These things, without adding extra meal episodes, can get your blood sugar up, but we don't get so much insulin provocation that we lose our ability to burn fat. Tina, I'll be praying for you. I know it's tough, but you can do it. And calories. If you're a calorie counter, take the weight that you want to be times 8. So I wanted to be 200 pounds. So 200 times 8, that allowed for me to have up to 1,600 calories and still lose weight if I was eating improved foods that control insulin. So what is your ideal weight? Multiply that times 8, and please stay below that number until we get you into maintenance. Next, if you're concerned about your metabolism diminishing, then make sure that you get half your ideal weight, a half a gram up to 1 gram per pound of ideal weight. So if your ideal weight was 120 pounds, make sure within your daily consumption that you're getting at least 60 grams of protein, and that will keep that metabolism from diminishing. Definitely will, Deborah, be praying for you and your son. I'm glad that he's considering the program. I'm exercising on my own with with a program. Is there a video that tells us how to put that into our journal? There's not a video that tells you how to do that. I'll show you. It's real easy to do. Let me get logged in. Bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to go into my journal, and I'm going to go to challenges and exercises. So right now I'm in the journal, and I'm going to challenges and exercises, and then I have miles walked or steps. So if I got in 11,000 steps, now if this is synced with your Fitbit, you don't have to do this. Mine is synced with my Fitbit. So mine will show, I'll show you. Let me go back a day to show you what that looks like. Because mine's synced with my Fitbit, it automatically the next day updates my previous day. So you can see that it overrode anything that I would have put in because I'm synced to my Fitbit. It says I walked 7.386 miles, made 15,000 steps. Burned 3,152 calories. Okay, so let's go back to the day in question. Today, if I need to manually enter, I can, but always remember to save. You have to save. Next, well, this doesn't auto save. There's a reason for that, but it doesn't auto save. Our website is so huge that auto saving would cause a delay. So we don't do auto save. So you have to click save. And then you can generate exercise homework. Like if you don't know, let's say that you don't know where to start with exercise, you can generate exercise homework for yourself and follow the exercise homework that it gives you. You don't have to do that. You can also log your exercises. So to log an exercise, you just click log and you go to the exercise library, find your exercise. You enter your date, today, the duration and time, and or your repetitions. You don't have to, you could do either or. Duration, like a plank, you could enter duration. A barbell curl, you could enter repetitions. You can also enter the weight that you used and then save. Let's say that your exercise that you want isn't in there, or maybe you're going to Zumba or whatever. You can come up with your own exercises. So if I want to add an exercise, let's say that I add an exercise called a squat thrust. So I add the squat thrust. Now it shows up here. When I go back to my journal, I've customized me an exercise. And when I go to log my exercise, now my personal exercise list has been updated and there is squat thrust. And then I can enter my repetitions or the weight that I used if I'm using weight. That will keep you a journal of your exercise activity, your progression in your exercise activity. Next, if I want to compete in a day with others, if I want to compete with other challengers, I can click exercise challenge and save. Once I do that, I can see that there are out of 8,000 plus people that are active right now on the website, there was only 3 people here that's doing an exercise challenge. Oh, some days I think that I should just give this up. I'm not too good at this. We've only got 3 people. But anyway, you got Stephanie, great job, Grammy 10. And they're trying to earn a badge. They filled out exercise challenge and they're trying to earn a badge. Because they clicked exercise challenge today, they're telling the system that they're going to go for one of these badges. Because you mark this, if you don't do what you said you were going to do, you get the Sugar Britches badge. Or if you do what you said, you will earn the Soldier, Spartan, or Savage badge. The instructions on how to earn each badge are laid out right here. Then you always just make sure you click save before you go. If that did not answer your question, let me know and we'll relook at it again. But that's how you use the exercise section. Giselle, taking a whole food supplement is super important during weight loss. I find that making sure I stay fully hydrated is also a key. It is. Both of those are keys to success. If I have a freebie before my first meal, pickle rounds, does that negate an intermittent fasting day? It does. So pickles have enough fiber in them that could disrupt autophagy a little bit. So if you're trying to have an intermittent fasting day, you need a minimum of 12 hours with no food, nothing with macronutrients in it. A cucumber barely misses the cut, not by much, but there's more in that cucumber than just water. So yeah, that would disrupt autophagy. We want you to have 12 hours of nothing but water or 0-calorie beverages. I hope that answers the question. Correct, Chris. Black coffee does not break your intermittent fasting. If you have 0-calorie black coffee, you add just a little bit of approved sweetener and creamer to it, keeping it at about 15 calories. There's not enough macronutrients in there to upset autophagy, so that would be fine. I'm trying to log in my water aerobics therapy. How is the best way to log that? Here you would choose a your own personal approach to this. When people don't have one, then I just make a suggestion, because everybody works hard. Some work harder than others when they're doing these types of things. You can't count repetitions as easily when you're in a pool or a group atmosphere. So I would just create your own exercise as water aerobics. And now you could, let's say, I don't know if there's a duration on that one. You could go to miscellaneous exercise and put in your duration. Just be consistent in how you count your water aerobics. What are you trying to progress on? Are you trying to just be consistent? Then go to miscellaneous. There's an exercise in the exercise library called miscellaneous, and you can enter your duration. So you go in there, miscellaneous, and you put in duration, 30 minutes or whatever time frame that you did. If you're wanting to count it as repetitions, you shouldn't count it as both duration and repetitions. You should do one or the other. So in that case, you could create your own exercise called water aerobics, just like I showed previously here. Create your own exercise called water aerobics. And then when you log that, what I tell people to do, it's not ideal because you can't count it. I'm just visualizing you in the pool, and how are you going to count those reps? So you could count it as reps if you wanted to by counting 30 minutes as 150 repetitions, and then 60 minutes as 300 repetitions. That's what I've suggested that people do, because everybody's got some exercise or some different way of doing things. Come up with your way and then just be consistent, so that at the end of the year, you can look back and see if you were consistent with your duration, or if you was able to increase your exercise repetitions over the year, etc. I believe some of my problem is the sugar pill and 2 different insulin medications. I don't think I need that much. So here's the thing, Tina. It's very important to work with your physician. Hopefully they're aware of how protein and fiber combining neutralize blood sugar impact. Anytime somebody's on all those diabetic medications with our program, and then they start food combining, they're going to have a challenge, a good challenge. We want you to be able in the future to pull back from those medications on the doctor's timetable, because the less synthetic insulin you have to give yourself, the better off you're going to be in the future. Food combining is extremely powerful. So in essence, it's like you're taking the medication that you've always needed. Now you're food combining correctly, and you're also eating the right food combinations. So it's like taking a double dose of medicine. So you need to be really careful, work with your doctor. And if you're going to stick to food combining and make it a lifestyle, I suspect your doctor is going to want to take you off some of that, not all of it, but some of that medication. Chris says, great information, Tina. Her doctor gave her a sliding scale on insulin as she lost weight. That's great. Yeah, that's one of the, when people come to us who are diabetic or pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic, that's one of the first things that we hear from those folks who are consistent with the program, is that they were able to really dial back on those medications. But please work with your doctor. Yeah, that little puppy. Sasha's not here, and the puppy's in the crate, and she is not happy. I hope she's not disturbing y'all too much. Do I know if Fitbit works in the water? I'm not going to dare speculate on that. I've ruined several of my devices that were water resistant, that I got in the water and swam with and ruined them. I'm not speculating on that, because you'll be mad at me, Samantha. Yeah, she is in there pitching a fit. Bear with me. This little girl does not like to be alone. She's quiet all night. She's quiet all day. But if you leave her alone, if you're not in her presence, she goes cray-cray. Yeah, my little girl. Yeah. Let me check Facebook for questions. Joni's helping me out over there. Awesome. Good job on the way in. Bethany, down 8 pounds. Great job. That's right. Water resistance. Well, I've got a waterproof watch that I ruined too. So got to be careful with those things. All right. If I missed anybody, there's a lot of questions there. If I missed anybody, let me know. Would you please give the link again to sign up for the 4-week class? I listened to orientation, tried to sign up, received an email for a list. I need to sign up for class. Margaret, what I would need you to do for the group class, what I would need you to do, boy, I got really beat up at jiu-jitsu this morning. Sorry, I'm always getting beat up. I look rough today. If you're new here, I'm never pretty, but boy, I just noticed in the camera I got pretty beat up. But with that said, yeah, the 4-week class is 40 people only. It's just 40 people, and then we'll start a new group. So what I would need you to do, Margaret, if you want to get in on the next group, we'll keep in touch with you. We don't put out an open link because we're keeping that group to the same 40 people. They'll be classmates for 4 weeks. It's not open. It's not an open-ended group. But you can get on the list and be notified when we do the next group, round 2, by sending in an email. There's a waiting list. You can send in an email to group@myshibboleth.com. Joni, if you don't mind, if you could shoot that over to Margaret, where she's got the right email address, group@myshibboleth.com. A lot of spelling could go wrong there. Group@myshibboleth.com, and then we'll get you on the list. Yes, the emails, Sharon, have already went out. There's more correspondence that will go out. Sasha got really loaded down yesterday, so all she was able to do yesterday was send out to the first 40 that they were approved and in the group. Check your spam folder, promotion folder. Just because you didn't get in the first group doesn't mean that you can't get in the second group. We just did it first come, first serve. So yeah, if you didn't get an email, you will be notified that you're not in the first group and that you're on a waiting list as soon as my baby girl can get to it. But yeah, if you didn't get it yesterday, you're not in the first group. No, please don't anybody get mad. It's just first come, first serve. But we will put you on the waiting list and be starting another group the next week. Did a holiday yesterday, now doing the Tiger 24 to get in EFB faster. Didn't have but a challah meal with birthday cake, had a stomach upset. Might have to make myself an approved cake to take when someone has a birthday meal. Yeah, could do that. I had a delicious Mighty Muffin. This is a good one. I had a 1/4 cup of no sugar added salted caramel ice cream from Breyers, and I put that with a dark chocolate Mighty Muffin. It was delicious. It was like cake and ice cream. I had that as a meal, by the way. Perfect pairing. Correct, Sharon. If you didn't get an email and you've checked, if you want to verify, because sometimes it could be in your spam folder or promotion folder, if you want to verify, shoot Sasha an email at group@myshibboleth.com. Yeah, Lauren, 2 holidays this week already, and the scales are showing it. Just get back on the path, and it takes about 2 days to get back into efficient fat-burning mode, and then you'll get that weight off. Most of that is just water weight and the weight of sugar, the weight of glycogen. You'll get that right back off as long as you get back on the system. Got to get back on the system, the entire system, drinking your water, journaling, food combinations to control insulin, portions to keep a calorie deficit, and then timing, spreading those meals out to give each meal time to digest. Prayers for you, Lauren. Sorry to hear about that. That's not an excuse at all. That's a reason. We still gonna overcome it though. Yeah, she's my sweet girl. She's in there crying. Mama left her. Mama had to go do something, and the crate thing wasn't going to work. I can't listen to her cry. She's too sweet. She's my sweet girl. Yeah. Yeah, sweet little thing. Any other questions? This is Elvira, everybody. She's family member. She's a Spitfire. Lauren says, pray that her husband doesn't have cancer again. He had half of his thyroid removed in December. I hope everybody will remember Lauren and her husband in your prayers. Any other questions for me? Don't you poop on my keyboard. When does the 11, now she's stepping on my keyboard. When does the 11 a.m. get loaded to go back to watch? Every day, barring some issue. So it's every day. So if we go into resources and we go to video library, they just changed all this. So maybe why y'all are having a hard time. I'm probably going to have a hard time with it too. They just changed all this and getting ready for the new launch. Complete library. Let me try this. Yeah, right here it is. Complete library. And it looks like they're in, I'll have to check for you. It looks like Sasha and Sergey's moved it on me. It looks like the last ones, these were the last ones, but we've been adding them every day since June the 17th. So does somebody know? Joni, do you know what's happened with all the, it is right at the top under recently recorded. Right at the top, recently recorded. I don't see that. Oh, right at the top, right in front of me. Sorry, right here you go. So whoever asked that is right here, course curriculum, recently added videos, and you can see August the 2nd is there. I was watching yesterday, right here it is. Here's yesterday's, August the 2nd. So right here, course curriculum, can't hear, cannot enter. We got a lot of tech support stuff going on here. Sorry to the group that wanted to ask questions about the nutrition program. We're doing tech support today, bear with us. So it's right here. Did you see that now? Correct. The app does not allow for exercise entry. That app is just an app for journaling. It's just an app for journaling. We must use our mobile-friendly website. We got to use the mobile-friendly website to journal. You should be able to journal your exercise repetitions still with your phone. It's better on a desktop or a laptop or an iPad, but you don't have to have one of those. You can have a phone and still journal your exercise with the mobile-friendly website. The app is only an abridged version of the website with a journal, recipes, food library, and restaurant guide. That's all the app is. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions today? Keep them coming. We got a few more minutes left today. And I hear your mama, so I'm gonna let you go back. Hey, Sasha, you back? You back? All right, here she comes. She's pitching a fit. You're welcome, Samantha. You're welcome. It's my privilege. Or you're probably talking to the group. The group says you're welcome too. The group's helping me out today. I see Patricia Hurt and several people answering questions. Thank you. We are all friends helping friends. That's how I like to think of this. Friends helping friends. Anybody else? How is ideal weight calculated? Are you referring to the calories for your ideal weight, Liz? Or are you referring to determining what your ideal weight range is? Which are you referring to? All right, pretty easy to find. Go to www.theidealweight.com. All right, so Miss Liz, all we have to do is enter our age, our height in inches, our gender, and our current weight. What makes it the ideal weight? Okay, so what we do, we don't give you a specific weight. You're saying, why is that an ideal weight? So what we look at is healthy weight based upon BMI. And then we give you a range. We want you to have a range. And we want you to know what your healthy range is. Now, for example, mine based upon mortality statistics. That's what we're looking at. Mortality statistics. It doesn't mean that it's my ultimate goal. For example, here, my ultimate goal is 192 up to 216 pounds. As a male at 6'3", if I look at mortality tables and BMI, I can determine that a healthy weight for me to potentially have a long, healthy quality of life would be 192 to 216 pounds. Statistically, if I stay in that range, during my lifetime, I'm less likely to get disease prematurely. Now, my goal, my current goal right now is 187 pounds, lower than this range. That's my personal goal. But this is the range that is determined by BMI and mortality. What weight range do I need to stay? Because here's another real problem: yo-yo dieting. Yo-yo dieting is terrible for the heart. It is worse to yo-yo diet than it is just to be a big boy and a big girl that's strong and healthy. If you can't get your eating under control, one would be better off to just be big and strong. Okay, if you're here and you know that you're just not able to put these food addiction issues behind you, you just love food too much, it's my job to tell you that you'd be better off to just enjoy your food and be big, but be as strong and as fit as you can. Maybe incorporate exercise, be big and strong, okay? Because yo-yo dieting, if you lose significant weight and gain it back, and you do that over and over again, it wreaks havoc on the heart. So what we do is give you a range. If you get to this range and you stay in this range, statistically speaking, the odds of you living out a very high quality of life in a long time are more realistic. I hope that makes sense. No, Sandra, we will take care of that for you, though. Yes, we'll take care of that for you. The partners will be notified when we go live for that exercise session. Yeah, we typically don't send links out via text until a little bit before the class, because history indicates that, because those texts cost me money. Every time I send them out, they cost money. So we typically only send a text notification out before class, because we found that if we remind you a day before that class starts, because of the way things are in our culture now, people just, they forget about it and don't come. So we do it right before class. And plus, it helps us avoid more spam reports. If I send something out too many times, then I lose my ability to text at all because of spam reports. Any other questions? Anybody else? Good class today, I hope. Sorry about the interruptions. We had a couple of interruptions, but y'all have to understand that's my new little baby girl. Anybody else? Liz, did that answer it for you? Does that help you? Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Karen. Quick recognition. Yesterday, our family lost 100 more pounds. That's tremendous. And then there was 16 badges earned. Catherine Griggs and Yvonne Tinsley earned their 10-pound badge. We had 5 fast track badges earned, 4 Lady of Discipline badges earned. Still no men's earning those, just the women. Y'all are so awesome. Soldier, Spartan, and Savage badges, 5 of those badges earned. Good job, everybody. Do I think Brooklyn would ever host another challenge? I do not. I think my daughter's moved on to other purpose-driven things and pursuits. As you can imagine, we have 5 children, and we love them all so much. None of them want anything to do with weight loss. I'm sure y'all can imagine why. 20 years of me doing this has ruined my immediate family on this business because it has taken so much of us. And we love it, but they want no part of it. And we love them, they love us, but they want no part of weight loss and wellness, lifestyle, teaching and such. So yes, I'm glad that you enjoyed her. She still likes to hear that she did offer value when she was here. But yeah, they got burned out on it really fast. And my children, Sasha's children, they moved on to bigger and better things. I'll let her know, though, that you enjoyed her challenges. Just keeping it real. If any of you have ever had a family business, typically the kids want no part of it after they've had a little part of it because it's work. Samantha says 100%, Jitterbug, 100%. Yep. Y'all know, if you've ever had your own thing, and it's took all of your time away from your kids, and then all they hear is weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. Daddy wants you to eat healthy. It was a wrong approach. I turned them all off of weight loss and wellness. I'm glad they've moved on to things that they enjoy more. Exactly. Jitterbug says 80 to 120 hours a week gets old to you and them. Definitely to them. Yeah, it was more us working those hours. We never required that of them. They got 30 to 40 hours a week. But yeah, they get tired of us being weight loss wellness all the time, and children typically, family members in general don't understand the commitment. You're self-employed, so you should be available whenever we need you. It's right the opposite. It's 24/7. But we love it. We love it. Sasha and I love it. Anyone else? Any other nutrition questions before we go today? Right, Jitterbug. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. Appreciate y'all coming. Thank you, Margaret. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. And don't forget, send that in to group@myshibboleth.com so we can add you to the 4-week group, the 4-week class list, and get you in the next one if you missed out on the first one. Lots of new classes coming up. Got a detox starting in a couple of weeks. Got a Top Gun 2 challenge starting in next week. We'll do the orientations. We got a lot going on. There's no reason not to find some sort of class or angle to help you lose weight on Planet Shibboleth, please consider becoming a partner. We need you so much right now. We want to thank our existing partners. Please consider becoming a partner. www.helpshibboleth.com. If $5 a month doesn't hurt you, it will help us tremendously. www.helpshibboleth.com to become a partner. All right, thank you for helping me today, Joni. Thank you, everybody. Look forward to connecting with y'all again tomorrow. Where can I learn more about that? Samantha, what are you talking about? The partner? Is that what are you talking about something else? Partnerships, helpshibboleth.com. We've got about a dozen partner perks for our partners. We're releasing the first one this Saturday. So a great new exercise feature on the website that only partners will have. And Sasha and I will also go live each week to help people modify the movements for themselves. We're calling it the Rod Bod, Rest of Your Days, Best of Your Days. And you can go to www.helpshibboleth.com to consider becoming a partner. Thank you all. We'll see you next time. God bless you.